So welcome to today's practice to cultivate peace, inner peace, and hope that we can contribute to peace all around us. One of my teachers, Amy Weintraub, who teaches and wrote a book about yoga for depression, says that we don't come to the yoga mat to always feel good or to necessarily feel good. As I've shared with you many times, we come to the yoga mat to feel, to observe. Many times we try and push away sensations, not see things about ourselves, not feel things. It's just easier sometimes. And so she wisely said that we come to the yoga mat to feel, not necessarily to feel good. So I invite you to let your arms come by your sides, and if you're comfortable, let your palms face up the way we do in Shavasana. And we're going to start with a bit of a longer meditation today. I just want you to be receptive to the words. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. If you have trouble just turning your attention inwards, you can always take a towel and place it over your eyes. And just start to receive the words into your mind and into your heart. I'm hoping that the words are supportive and that they'll help us all experience a deeper peace of mind. So just start by perhaps saying a short mantra to yourself. So with your eyes closed, just kind of repeating in your mind, I am willing or I am open to relax. Say that to yourself a couple of times. Remembering that what affects us most and ultimately is how we speak to ourselves and what we're carrying. Just I am open or I am willing to relax. And just allow the following words to just impact you and fall or land whichever way feels right in your body. We're looking to have a sense of well-being and presence, and just to experience the here and now with a sensation of calm and peace. So right now, I'm inviting you to just scan your body and also scan your emotions. Notice what's going on in your mind and simply be an observer for a few moments. Try not to label what you're feeling in the body or label the emotions as good and bad. Just observe. If you wish, you can name what it is that you're feeling, but without giving it an adjective or quality. Just name it, observe it, feel it. And whatever is going on within you, try and just accept it, again, without any judgment. Allow your body and your mind to simply be as they are, right here and right now. And a reminder that there's no way that you could be doing this wrong. So just settle in. We'll just be here for a few moments, taking our time today to arrive on the mat and start our practice from a place of equanimity, which is nothing more than simply being okay with the way things are. So if we are uncomfortable, if we're feeling tightness, that doesn't mean we can't take actions, make changes, make a plan to feel better, and hopefully we will do that throughout our practice. But we start off by simply acknowledging and being okay with the way things are, just accepting it. So allow any judgment to just leave your mind for the moment and just accept the physical body and the state of your mind as it is. And now bring attention to the breath and simply breathe in and out. And as we always do at the beginning of our practice, just notice the breath, do not change anything. If anything, during this beginning part of our practice, listen with even more attention than usual. Notice what your natural breath is like without judging it. Stay present with every breath in and feel every breath out. And now in your mind, I'm going to be inviting you to count backwards very, very slowly from 10 all the way to 1. And each full breath, you can count in your mind as 1, but counting backwards. So we start with 10, full breath in and out. At the end of the next full breath, you'll simply say 9 to yourself. And with every breath, see if you can just sink deeper and deeper into the mat, reminding ourselves as always to soften the shoulders, soften the muscles around our eyes. Take a full breath in and an even longer breath out. We are breathing with the intention of letting go, of surrendering, of accepting every breath as it is. Just stay present with the breath till you get to number 1, your last breath. Take your time to finish in case you are not at your last breath. We're counting backwards from 10 to 1. Reminding you that in this moment there is nothing to do. There's nothing to change. There's nothing that needs fixing. There's nothing you need to focus on. Just experience and receive the calm that is in this moment with your breath. And just let yourself be with your breath in this moment. Feel yourself supported on the mat. Feel your mind and your body as one, letting go, softening, trying to smooth out the edges. Notice as the tension begins to leave your body slowly. And as you consciously release the tension that you may feel in the body, the whole body and mind will fall into a deeper state of peace, relaxation. And just observe as those two are connected, your mind and your body, as you let go of tension in the body. Notice what happens if you can soften any thoughts that might be coming in and out of the mind. Or if you feel some white space, some space for the present moment, as I like to call it. If by chance external thoughts come into your mind, that is completely normal. Just kindly, with patience, watch them come, and then slowly see if you can watch them dissolve. We see all of these thoughts in yoga as clouds that sort of come into our minds. And with a nice gentle wind are invited away. So right here and right now, take a big breath in through the nose if you're comfortable, and let it all out through the mouth. Feel yourself soften just a little more. Just accept this sensation as the sensation of being in the here and now. This sense of inner peace is deep within all of us. Sometimes we have to dig a little deeper to access it. We always have to begin with an acknowledgement of how we're feeling right now, the state of our mind, the state of our body. Accept it. And then invite with kindness that sense of softness, that sense of smoothing out the edges. Very slowly, if your legs are extended out in front of you, bring the knees in close to the chest and hug yourself in tight. Rocking side to side if it feels good. We're going to begin today with a few spinal twists on our back. Twists in yoga, I've mentioned this before, are a way of, like a sponge, squeezing out whatever it is that we may not want to be holding on to. So bring the feet in close to each other, please, and let the feet and the knees be touching, and bring your arms out to about 90 degrees. Make sure they're not higher than your shoulders. Make any adjustments you need to lengthen out your spine. So again, press your tailbone away from you. As you inhale, your knees are pointing up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, drop them over to the right. And see what works for you early in the practice. If you can, bring your left foot right on top of the right foot so that the knees are stacked upon one another. And if that is too intense, then leave your left foot on the floor. And there's a little space between your knees, that's fine. And bring your gaze to the left if this is comfortable for you. Make any adjustments with your shoulders. We're just going to be here for a moment and just come back into our body, into the sensation. You're making any adjustments to make sure that this spinal twist works for you. Once again, optionally, you can look towards your left hand. Keep both shoulder blades flat on the floor. And in this moment, just ask yourself what it is that you would love to let go of for the next hour, for the day. Let's not even go too far out in time. What is it? An emotion, a sensation, a conversation, just a feeling, fear, discomfort, anger, anything. What is it that you'd like to let go of? We can start by for the next minute and take it from there. As you do this, allow your knees to soften towards the floor. See if there's a little more ease that you can bring into that left hip by taking a deep, intentional breath and breathing into your left hip. And see if your exhale can allow you to soften a little bit more. Notice if there's a little more intensity that can be had in this posture. So if you've already have a nice twist where you are and you're feeling a big stretch in the left hip, you're already where you need to be. If you're looking for a little more, you can bring both knees up in space towards your right hand and just look for a little more intensity. And you can try that and you can come out of it as well, so you can experiment. Those of you that were with me at the last class, we called that the beginner's mind. So just always playing and experimenting in every posture. Take a couple of moments here and see how deeply you can go into this twist. With every exhale, see if you can kind of let go of that story, that emotion, softening. Even if it doesn't leave your body, see if again, the edges can be just a little less rough. If the sensation could be a little less acute, or the emotion. After your next full exhale, please bring yourself back in towards the center. Make sure that your spine is aligned. If you need to make any adjustments, again, lengthen the spine. Bring your tailbone towards your heels. Bring the feet to touching, the knees to touching, at least to begin with. Take a big inhale in the center. Breathe in towards your belly. As you exhale, drop the knees over to the left. And once again, we'll be here for a couple of breaths, 5 to 10 breaths. We're trying to really get into this spinal twist. Make any adjustments, separate the knees if you need to. Bring the knees up in space, so a little bit closer to your left hand if you wanted to get a little juicier, if you're looking for a little more intensity. Please pay extra attention to the right shoulder blade, your right scapula. You want your whole upper back to be flat on the floor. Your gaze might be looking towards the right. Come back to the sensation of your breath. And perhaps just reunite with that intention of what it is that you wanted to let go of. See if you can use your exhale to just let go with intention. So again, we are and we become what we continuously tell ourselves. So use the power of your intention to let go of that feeling, that emotion, whatever it is that's keeping you wound up tight. See it like a cloud that very slowly is drifting away and out of view. Take one more breath in this posture, and at the end of your full exhale, bring yourself back in towards the center. So besides practicing some spinal twists today, we'll be doing some heart openers, opening our heart to whatever is and whatever we'd like to invite in. Please extend your hands, your fingers towards your heels. Palms are down into the earth next to your hips. Bring your feet as close to your glutes, your buttocks, as you can. And on the next inhale, lift the hips up as high as you can, and we're going to hold here for a moment. I will remind each and every one of you as you come into this bridge pose and you press into your feet and lift the hips up as high as you can. And press your tailbone away from you, lengthening your spine, looking for room in between every vertebrae. I will remind you that everything that we are doing, always, including when we're just holding and inviting and sensing, I will remind you that it's all a practice. So if you are practicing and you feel that your emotions today, your sensation, your feeling, is not really leaving you, you're not doing anything wrong. It's a practice that we need to come back to by definition. That's what a practice is. I have not forgotten about you. Keep engaging your glutes and lifting as high as you can. See if you can reach your fingers a little more towards your heels. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and get a big opening. Send the sternum or the breastbone towards the ceiling just a little bit more. Open your heart in acceptance to what is and see if you can come back to your intention of letting go. Exhale, slowly bring your hips back down towards the floor. Good. Hugging the knees in tight. And as we let go, bring the legs into tabletop so your knees are right above your hips. Bring your palms next to your hips and bring them into the earth to feel a nice grounded sensation. If it helps, press the whole palm into the earth and feel your arms engage. So strong arms, flex your feet and start to engage your navel. So breathing from the core, from the center. As you inhale, see if you can sense the whole belly rising. And as you exhale, I'm inviting you to exhale fully and completely, like you're letting all the air out of the tire. Make sure your exhale is as long as it can be and navel to spine. Let's take another couple of breaths here. You will be demanding more of your core here, so please make sure you don't feel any pulling in your lower back. If you do, you can bring your knees in a little closer towards you. If you don't feel anything in your core, because you've already developed a lot of core strength, please take your knees further away from you, so a little further from your hips. Find that place where you're breathing into the belly, where you feel a need to engage your core, and you're breathing fully navel to spine, squeezing that belly button in at the end of your exhale. Just one more breath here. Feel your back body settle. And bring the feet back down to the earth. Good. A little gentle windshield wiper before we switch positions and come to all fours. As you inhale, the knees point to the center. And as you exhale, drop the knees to one side. Marry the breath to the movement. Inhale, center. Take your time. And exhale, let go to the opposite side. We'll do one more to each side if you'd like. Remember, you can add bringing your gaze to the opposite side. So if your knees are going to one side, look at the opposite arm. And last time, knees in the center and over the opposite side. Good. So make your way onto one side so that you're coming to all fours with kindness towards your back. So rolling to all fours and then meeting on hands and knees. And we're going to begin in a child's pose. So you'll see we're starting off pensive and a little slower today. Separate the knees. And everyone bring your palms underneath you. And I want your fists underneath your forehead so that your forehead is supported. If you'd like to grab a block because that's more comfortable for you, you can do that. Your knees are separate. If you need something underneath your knees, of course, by all means, take a blanket and place something underneath the knees. For the next few breaths, please bring your attention to your back body breathing. So feel your back rising towards the ceiling as you breathe in. And feel your whole body letting go and towards the earth as you breathe out. Every single breath is happening in the now. So sense the breath in and sense the breath out. Sense the temperature of the breath the next time you inhale. Sense the difference in the temperature as you exhale. Sense the lightness in the back body as you breathe in. Filling yourself with energy, and then feel yourself grounding and getting a little heavier into the mat as you exhale. And just take another breath or two here, softening your shoulders, all the muscles in your face. And just arriving in this moment, again, with equanimity. However things are, we are here in the moment and everything is okay. Let's slowly make our way back to all fours. Coming into a nice heart opener to start our practice. Separate the knees hip width apart. We generally start with our hands directly underneath our shoulders. Now I'm going to ask you to keep your hips exactly where they are, so the hips will not go forward. Walk your hands as far forward as you can. Take my glasses off the floor. This is called extended puppy pose, for those of you that have done it, or heart melting pose. As I reach my hands forward, remember to watch first if it's your first time doing it. I'm going to let the heart melt towards the floor, and I bring my forehead down towards the floor. The hands are going as far as they can. My hips should still be right above the knees here. And reach as far forward as you can and hold. You're going to feel a nice opening in the side body, both sides of your rib cage. If you have no cervical issues and you'd like to try with me, you can bring your chin to the mat and look forward. And you get an even bigger heart opening here if you look towards your fingertips. If you have pinching in your neck, please come back to having your forehead on the floor. You could be looking forward, chin on the mat. Extend your arms as far forward as you can. This is a very active heart opener. And then bring your forehead back down to the floor. Bring your hands under your shoulders and press back up to all fours. A nice little cat and cow as we start our active practice. Inhaling, looking forward, heart forward. Exhaling, turning inwards, chin to chest. As you inhale, relax the tension in your shoulders. Breathe in, look forward. As you exhale, remind yourself of your intention. What is it that you'd like to squeeze out of your body? Exhale, 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 let it out. Inhaling, inviting energy. And exhale, come back to your intention. Press into the earth, exhale, let it all out. 2 more breaths, just like that. We become and we feel what we constantly tell ourselves. Invite what you would like to leave. And then look forward with positive, possibly a smile here, last one. And exhaling, rounding. Good. Curl our toes underneath us, downward facing dog. A different view. Separate the legs wide, so your feet are going to come mat width apart, not off the mat, but wide. And then bring your hands to be mat width apart as well. So a little bit more of an opening in the whole front body. Let your head be heavy and hang. See if you can bring the rib cage towards your upper thighs. Press into the mat with all 10 fingers. Simply bring the rib cage towards your upper thighs. If you have any pulling in your low back, bend your knees a little bit. One more breath. Good. Walk the feet hip width apart. You're still in downward facing dog. Walk your hands back in slightly towards each other. Come forward into plank pose and hold. Make sure that the weight of your head does not drop down towards the floor. We want that cervical spine, your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Squeeze the navel in and up. So squeeze your low ribs in. Good, navel engaged. In this posture, take your shoulders away from your ears right here. Squeeze your upper back muscles in towards each other and press your heels a little further towards the back of the room. Good. Drop the knees onto the floor. Chaturanga. Keep your elbows glued to you. Make your way down nice and slowly, all the way to you. Good. Now bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. The elbows are coming underneath you, and extend your arms out in front of you. Okay? This is called Sphinx Pose. So just make sure that your elbows are not flaring out and away. You want your elbows in line. Your forearm is parallel to the outsides of your mat right now. And you're extending your fingers out and wide, so separate your fingers. Bring the toes to touch, tops of the feet into the earth. And now as I press the legs and the pelvic area into the earth, I'm going to be, without moving my hands, pushing my hands into the mat like I'm bringing them in closer to me, but I'm not really. Press into the mat and lift your heart a little bit more. This time you're looking forward. You're lifting the heart. Okay, a little bit of a back extension. Make sure that you have no crunching in your lower back. Some people call this kids watching TV posture, okay? Otherwise called Sphinx Pose. Press into the whole forearm. Push all 10 fingers into the mat. You're not actually moving them, but you're pulling your hands in towards you actively, and reach your heart a little further. Crown of the head pulling up. One more breath. And then slowly make your way back down. Good. Hands come underneath you, downward dog. Let it all go. Back of the neck relaxes. Press your tailbone up towards the sky. You can press your heels back one by one. Good. And then take your right leg up towards the sky. And bring your right foot forward to the front of the mat. Take your time getting there. Good. Plant your back heel into the floor. We're coming up for Warrior One Pose. Today, I want us to think of a peaceful warrior. So we're going to bring our arms up and hold. You want to make sure that your feet are hip width apart. So remember what that looks like for those of you that are a bit newer. You don't want your leg back here. You want to be hip width apart for stability. And you want your hip bones to be facing the front. What does that mean? If I open my leg too much, my hip is looking out. So close that back leg as much as you need to be able to bring both hip bones forward, okay? All right, from here, we're just gonna hold and start pressing through both feet. Press through all four corners of the foot. If you have any shoulder issues, you can hold this posture in Cactus Pose here. Otherwise, reach your hands up towards the sky. You want to be pressing into that front toe mound and pay attention to your right knee so it doesn't cave in towards the middle of your mat. Keep it open. You're using your inner thigh muscles here, your adductors. Reach. Engage your core and get just a little bit taller. Reach your arms up high. As you exhale, take your arms back behind you. Close your eyes for a moment. Reach your crown of your head up. Okay, so it's balance when you close your eyes. Flutter them open again. As you inhale, open your heart. As you exhale, humble warrior, let it all go. The whole body melts down towards the floor to the inside of that right knee. Press your palms away from you towards the back of the room. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Good. Actively using both legs. Press into the back leg as much as you're pressing into the front leg. Let the back of your neck go. Again, let the whole weight of the head go here. Crown of the head pulling towards the earth. One more breath. As you come up, engage your core. Find warrior one again. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, I want you to turn your whole upper body towards the right. Twist. Take your right arm back, left arm forward. And we'll do that 2 more times. Come back into center, reach your arms up high. As you exhale, you're looking towards your right spinal rotation, right arm reaching back, left arm reaching forward. Good. Core is engaged here, inhaling up. And exhaling one more time, taking my right arm back, left arm reaching forward, turning my shoulders to the right. As you inhale, bring your arms all the way back up. And as you exhale, plant your palms on the floor, downward facing dog. As we inhale, the left leg comes up high, and we bring that left foot forward to the front of the mat. Take your time getting there, plant your right heel into the earth. And remember, check in with your hips and make sure that your hip bones are facing the front of the room here. Lift your arms up high or find your Cactus Pose. Take a moment and press through all 4 corners of the feet. Good. You can even challenge yourself, and if this feels just so-so and you want to feel a little bit deeper, take your right leg a little further back. You still want to make sure that your left knee is right above your ankle. Engage yourself, engage your mind, and try and find a little calm place in your mind here, just holding the posture. See if your breath can soften just a little bit. Be in the moment with this breath. Notice the effect on your mind right now, just focusing on strong legs, strong core, long, tall body. Inhaling as we reach up high, exhaling, dropping the arms back behind us. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes for a moment. Balance. Notice how your sense of sight helps with your balance. If you need to, of course, you'll flutter your eyes open. After your next breath, flutter them open. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, heart comes forward, and the whole upper body melts down towards the earth. I'm here for a few breaths. I press my palms towards the back of the room. Notice how you've taken your shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Is the core engaged here? We need our core engaged, and we need to be pressing into both feet for stability. Very strong back leg here. Take another big breath here. Let it go. What is it that you wanted to let go of? Take a big breath. Intention. Let it go. See if the head can just fall towards the floor just a little bit more. On the next inhale, use your core. Bring yourself all the way back up, reach up. As you exhale, turn towards your left. This time the right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Both shoulders turn towards the left. Slowly bring yourself back to center 2 more times, reaching up high on the inhale. And as you exhale, shoulder height, right arm forward, left arm back. Good. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, and squeeze it all out. Good. Bring yourself all the way back up. Inhale. Exhale, palms to the floor, downward facing dog. Let it go. For those of you that have issues with downward dog, you're welcome to come into Dolphin Pose. That just means coming onto your low arms, your low forearms, sorry. So just coming onto elbow, forearms. I'm still in downward dog. My hips are up high. Or I come back to my down dog. Come forward into plank pose, please. Hold for a few breaths. Press your heels to the back of the room. Think of that strong core that's there at all times to support you. And all we need to do is engage it, call upon it. Same thing with our minds. We have the strength, we have the ability to call upon the sensations and the sensations of peace and the thoughts and what we're feeding our mind, how we're speaking to ourselves. We have all of that within us, but we have to call upon it. 1 more breath in plank pose. Make your way down towards the floor. You can drop your knees if you need to. Chaturanga. Good. Sphinx pose, once again. Tops of the feet into the earth. Your toes might be touching. The feet are coming in towards each other. You bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, please. This is a gentle back extension. Please make sure that there's no crunching in your lower back. If there is, you take your elbows further from underneath you. So your elbows will come towards the front of the mat a little bit, taking a little bit of the back extension out of it. Otherwise, ideally, your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Your palms press into the mat. Remember, separate your fingers. Press the tops of the feet and your entire legs into the mat, pelvic area, pressing into the mat. And then without moving my fingers plastered into the mat, I'm just pulling the whole lower arm in towards me and lifting my heart just a little bit more, and I'm looking forward here. I want you to imagine the crown of your head. There's a little string pulling the crown of your head up towards the sky. Your sternum is going forward and up, heart reaching forward and up. 1 more breath. Feel that natural back extension in your back. No pinching, no pain. And slowly make your way back down towards the earth. This time, allow your forehead to come down to the earth. Take your arms behind you at the tailbone. Interlace your fingers, please, and squeeze your shoulder blades together. We can leave our feet touching, toes towards each other. If they're not touching, it doesn't matter. Press into the earth with your feet, legs stay on the floor. As I inhale, Cobra Pose. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, keeping my gaze down, lifting the heart off the floor. As I exhale and make my way back down. Doesn't matter how high you're lifting at all. As you inhale, just use those upper back muscles, squeeze, lift. And as you exhale, make your way back down. Remember to keep your gaze down, protecting your neck. Inhaling 1 last time, 3rd time. And exhaling, coming all the way back down. Bring your hands underneath you, sit back into a child's pose. Sit all the way back. As you sit back, allow the hips to just melt towards the back of the room. It doesn't matter if you're all the way back towards your heels. It makes no difference. Extend your arms out as far as they'll go. Please walk both hands towards the left side of your mat. Your hands might come off the mat, that's fine. Allow your hips to stay seated towards the back of the room, and now extend the right arm just a little further than the left and breathe into the right side of your body. For the next few breaths, your rib cage on the right side is your drishti point, your focus point. Stay with that sensation. See if you can feel a sense of space being created between each rib, between each vertebrae. Your spine is lengthening as you breathe. The diaphragm is expanding. Just feel into that extension. What do we want to fill that extra space with? Breathe in, prana, energy. Letting it all go on the exhale. And at the end of your full exhale, walk yourself through the center slowly. Forehead, of course, is following you. Your head is following you. Walk both hands to the right and extend the left arm out just a little bit longer than the right. If you wish, you can take your left hand and cover the right hand with it. That's fine too. All I'm looking for is for you to feel a longer, spacious feeling on the left side of your body right here. And breathe. Bring more energy into the lungs. Create more space in the diaphragm. Always allowing the hips to settle where they may. Give yourself permission to just let go. See what happens in the hips when you do that. Just one more breath here. Good. Slowly walk your hands back into the center. Let's come up into a hero's pose. So if you have a block, okay, so hero's pose, you might just be sitting back on the floor like this. For a lot of people, that's too much. You can take a block. You can also take just a pillow or two and sit back like this to make it a little bit easier. So just seated. For some people, it's not comfortable to just be sitting on your knees. So this lift is comfy for a lot of people. Come down a little bit. We're going to do a little visualization that uses a mantra, and we're going to use a Bij mantra, which is a seed mantra for the heart today. So I'll show you how this works. The mantra we'll be using is YAM, so it's Y-U-M or Y-A-M. And the way we chant a mantra is by holding the first, the second, third letter for as long as we can. This serves to extend our exhale in a more natural way. And the vibrations that go through the body also soothe the nervous system. So before we begin, I'm going to invite you to be in your comfortable seated position, relax your shoulders, bring your palms down, and just take a moment and visualize a place or an image that brings you peace, that is calming to you. Now this could be a place that you have been, could be a part of your home, could be a place you visited. If no image comes to mind, it could just be an image of a picture or a painting. And if no image presents itself, then you can just see the word peace or calm. Just see that word if no image presents itself. Take a moment to just settle in, and you'll be using that image for your visualization. And then what we're going to do is, I'll show you the first one, and we'll practice 3 or 4 together. As we inhale, we take our arms out in front of us, shoulder height, and we just kind of reach the arms like we're hugging a big ball of energy. My hands and my fingers are active. I'm breathing in here. As I'm breathing in, I'm thinking of that image, or I'm seeing that image, better said, in my mind. And as I breathe out, I will chant the mantra YAM. I want you to notice something before we do this together. As I brought my hands in, my right hand went to the left side of my upper chest. My left hand went to the right side, and the thumbs are interlinked. This is called eagle mudra. You separate. And this is a way to keep your intention or that visualization locked in close to the heart. Please don't worry about the pace at which I hold my mantra. Do this at your own pace, and let's all do 3 together. As we inhale, we open our arms wide, close your eyes, see that image for peace. And as you exhale, bring it into the heart. Just hold as long as you can, and then go on to the next one. As you inhale, see that image for peace. As you exhale, bring it in. Whenever you're ready, you start the next one. Inhale, see the image that brings a smile to your heart. And longer than ever. Bringing that image into the heart, sealing it. Yum. At the end, keep your hands in eagle mudra. Close your eyes, visualize that image once again. And without opening your eyes, just give your heart a little rock. Just rock side to side, your hands on your heart. Almost as if you were rocking a baby. Good. And then slowly, let's let the arms come down, back to the knees. Remove the block or whatever it is that you're sitting on, and come back to all fours, please. We're going to curl the toes underneath us. Separate your fingers, meet in downward facing dog. As you inhale, you take the right leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, bring the knee to the chest. We're going to hold here in a plank for 3 full breaths. Relax your shoulders. Press your left heel to the back of the room. Take another breath or 2. We're coming into King Pigeon Pose. We're going to drop the lower leg onto the floor. And we're slowly going to sit back towards the back of the room, allowing that right hip to soften here. If this is uncomfortable for you to hold, you can always take that block or that pillow and place it underneath your right hip. You just want your right hip to soften towards the floor. And then in whichever way is accessible to you, bring your right hand next to your right knee and see if you can bring your left foot towards your buttocks. Sweep the left arm back and reach the foot. And just see how this feels in your body. Okay. If this is not accessible to you, obviously you can hold lower down. Or you can just come to simple pigeon pose here, which is just as beautiful in terms of what we're looking for. We're looking for this to be a heart opening pose. So if you're in pigeon pose, bring your arms back and just engage your core and send your sternum forward. If you're holding on to that leg, see if you can hold on to the big toe as opposed to the little toe. This will open the shoulder a little more. Bring both shoulders to look towards the front of the mat. Engage your core, get a little bit taller here. You're still getting that nice stretch in your hip, but the crown of the head is pulling towards the sky. Send the heart forward and up. You're getting a nice lift here. Feel that opening in the heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Sense the temperature of the air as you breathe in. Notice the temperature of the air as you breathe out. One more breath. Feeling energy, movement in the front body as you breathe in. Feel your hips settle just a little more as you breathe out. If you're holding your leg, let it go back towards the floor. Plant both palms into the earth, back to downward facing dog. Lifting up high. Let your head settle here. Back of the neck is long. Open the upper back wide, so press into all 10 fingers, but press especially into the baby fingers, the pinky fingers. Feel yourself widening your back here. On the next breath in, take the left leg up towards the sky. Bring your knee to your chest, plank pose, and hold. You should find your shoulders directly above your wrists. Separate your fingers. Use that base. Use that whole base, your hands. Take another full breath here. Knee is forward, off the floor. Slowly allow the lower leg to come down onto the floor. Allow the right leg to just slide towards the back of the room. And once again, you're welcome to stay here and lengthen. Shoulders away from the ears, heart going out and up. So lift in the heart. Okay, and if you like, bend the right foot, bring it in towards the buttocks. Take your right arm, sweep it around, and go grab your foot. And once again, if you're holding the foot and you're holding onto the pinky side, walk your arm around to hold the big toe. This will open the shoulder just a little bit more. Good. Engage your core. Wherever you are, please make sure you're not dumping a lot of weight into your hands. So the lighter you are in your hands, the more your core needs to work here. Squeeze the navel in and up. Get a nice lift in the heart. Crown of the head pulling up, that imaginary string, making you taller here. Good. And the heart is open here. One more breath. Good. If you're in king pigeon, allow the leg to extend and bring your palms back to the floor. Downward facing dog. On the next inhale, bring yourself forward, plank pose. Dropping the knees down onto the floor. One more extended puppy. Leave your hips right above your knees. Extend the arms out as far as they'll go and let your upper body melt towards the floor. You might bring your chin onto the mat and look forward as I'm demonstrating here. My hands are going as far forward as they can. Or if that's not comfortable for your neck, bring your forehead down to the floor. Extend your arms out as far as you can. This is not child's pose. Your hips are right above the knees right now. Reach the arms forward. Feel that sense of spaciousness in the body. And feel the space you're creating between those many thoughts in the mind in this very moment. All you're focusing on is your breath and the sensation in the body. One more breath. Walk your hands back underneath the shoulders and press back to all fours. Good. Slowly make your way back to a seated posture and extend the legs out in front of you. We're going to practice staff pose, but we're going to add a little something to it to turn it into more of a heart opener. We're going to take the hands behind us, palms are towards the back of the room, and just come onto your fingertips. So I'm on my fingertips as if I'm a spider here. And then squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other. The closer your hands can come to each other, so the wider you are, the less you'll feel it. Bring your hands in towards each other, stay on your fingertips. Relax your shoulders away from the ears and lift the heart here. Point your toes in towards you and engage your core. You want to keep your gaze just about at the horizon. Back of the neck feels long. And a very active upper back here. So really squeezing those shoulder blades in towards each other. You're holding that imaginary pencil between your shoulder blades. Very light in the fingertips in the back. Very active upper back. Good. Engage your core. Take one more breath here. Very nice. And then slowly come onto the back. We're going to come back and use that mantra YUM. Not sure if I mentioned earlier, it's a seed mantra, and it's associated with the fourth chakra, fourth energy center, which is the heart chakra. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to have the feet on the floor, knees are bent, palms are next to you. down for grounding into the earth. We'll be inhaling through the nose, if it's comfortable for you, with our hips down on the floor. And as we exhale, we're going to come to bridge pose and hold for a long mantra of yum. So it's going to look like this. With the hips on the floor, we take a big breath in through the nose. As we exhale, slowly bringing the hips up. You're going to hold that for as long as you can, lift as high as you can, make your way back down. Let's do 3 more together. On the bottom, as when you come down, you take a big inhale through the nose. As you come up, press your tailbone away from you. 2 more at your own pace. Don't worry about my mantra. Hold for as long as you can your mantra. Holding your bridge at the top. Making your way down at the end of the mantra. Let your feet and your knees be touching. Knees are still bent. Arms are out to the sides. Come back to that intention. What is it that you wanted to let go of? And did we create a little bit of space for the present moment where your mind was in the present and not with that thought, that emotion, that conversation, that fear, that memory? Take a moment as your knees are pointed towards the ceiling. As you exhale, drop them over to the right. Your gaze might look towards the left. And on your inhale, please come back to center. Take your time with a full inhale. And as you exhale, drop the knees over to the left. Your gaze might go to the right. As we inhale, come back to center. 1 more time to each side. You can choose to gaze at the ceiling as well, or add the cervical rotation as well. Last time, knees go to one side and the opposite side. Good. Let's end in happy baby today. So let's bring the knees in and grab onto either your shins, your ankles, your big toe, or some people prefer to hold the outer sides of their feet, the outsides of their feet, and press your feet towards the ceiling wherever you are. Doesn't matter which part of your body or your legs you're holding onto. You want this to be a nice hip opener. Apply as much or as little pressure as you need. You want to just allow the knees to melt down towards the mat, opening each to their own side. Soles of the feet pressing towards the ceiling here. Feel yourself settling, low back, resting, surrendering into the mat here. Smoother edges, softening, seeing, accepting, and planning any changes that we wish to make from a place of composure, of balance, of centeredness. Allow the feet to come back down towards the earth. Do any other posture that you need, and then set up for that final relaxation today. Please take your time to come into your version of Shavasana. Remind ourselves that this posture is one where the body synthesizes everything that we've just experienced, everything that we've just taken it through. Yoga is not an exercise class where we are just working for the body. Yoga is an experience that we're taking our body through in order to calm the anxious mind and create space for the present moment. So take a moment again to arrive in this posture. Feel yourself settle. If it helps, take a few letting go breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. We will come back and scan the body and just notice what it is that we're still holding on to, if anything. And if you do notice tension in the body, take a big breath and invite it kindly to just release, let go. You have that power with your breath, and you have that power with your intention, so soften. We have that power to hold on to things tightly or to release. Notice the state of your mind. Still without any judgment of good or bad, just notice the state of your mind. And if the body quiets down and the mind gets active, again with kindness and with intention, just feel those thoughts and those emotions kind of floating away just like a cloud. Tell yourself you can always get back to them later if you so choose to pick them up again. Just let them go for the next few moments. Stay with your body and your breath. Allow yourself the gift of just staying in the here and now. Simply bring your attention back to your breath. No reason to move. There is nothing to do but simply observe your breath once again. You may wish to bring your attention simply to the rise and fall of the chest, expansion in the rib cage, rise and fall of your belly. Anywhere that you're feeling it right now is right. Just bring your attention to where you feel that energy landing right now in this moment. Feel your back body supported in the earth, and feel the buoyancy and energy in the front body as it takes air in. Slowly bring movements to your extremities, your fingers and your toes. Make any adjustments or may take any stretches that your body needs, and in your own soft and gentle way, roll onto the right side and just surrender into that fetal pose. Just let yourself be in that pose. Don't even think of it as a transition to coming up. Just feel yourself in fetal pose, your head resting on your right arm. Feel yourself sinking into this posture that is happening in this moment. Can you make your breath feel at home in your body right now? Whenever you're ready, please remember to move very slowly and bring yourself back to seated. If you're not comfortable in a cross-legged position, make this comfortable seated posture comfortable for you, so make any adjustments you need, as always. Many people come back to this seated posture and close their eyes once again. Just one more opportunity to tune inward and to turn our attention inward. If you'd like to have your hands in prayer pose, as I am, you can press the palms in towards each other, the thumbs pressing into your sternum. If you prefer to end the practice with your hands on your lap, that is just as wonderful. There is no right, no wrong. Take one more breath in. Feel the energy going up to the crown of your head. Lengthen your spine. As you exhale, maintain that length and just feel yourself sinking into the mat. Feel your sit bones rooting into the earth, grounded, solid in this moment. Taking a moment of gratitude if you so wish to practice before we close practice today. If not, just follow your breath here. As always, until we meet again, just reminding you that you have all of these tools within you to access this place of calm. It is a practice. There is no way we can do it wrong. By definition of the word practice, we just need to keep coming back to it again and again and again until we see each other again. Peace in your hearts, peace in your minds, good health, and peace in the world.